Welcome to Free World U. I'm Janine Warner. When Free World U founder Dr. David Hall traveled to Africa in 1972, he was deeply struck by the widespread signs of human hardship. Every day, poverty-stricken children and adults approached him, desperate to sell anything they could. After purchasing a few carvings and talking to some of the people there, it became clear to him that even trucks full of money would do little to change the suffering he was witnessing. As Dr. Hall reflected on the problems, he realized that many of the same things existed in the United States. That at home, just as in Africa, money was an incomplete solution. To make a lasting difference, you would have to address the roots, not just the symptoms of social dysfunction. There had to be an answer. He called the puzzle, if not money, what? He called the issue the root cause of social dysfunction. If that puzzle could be solved, then every problem on the planet would be impacted. He remembered his days in medical school and the 8-hour lectures day after day. An assistant would come into the lecture hall 2 hours before the first class started and make these complex drawings covering 50 feet of sliding blackboard space with colored chalk. When the day was over, all of the elaborate artwork was erased. For the student, the object of the game was to get as much of it down in lecture notes as possible. It seemed utterly inefficient. In order to master this overwhelming amount of information, Dr. Hall translated his lecture notes into flashcards. He wondered why they didn't just pass out flashcards to begin with. Dr. Hall continued to study dysfunctional education. He recalled that he took many required courses that had no future relevance, and yet so much of what he needed to know was never covered. He concluded that what is needed is a system that can interact with any student, anywhere, that remembers what a student has learned and where additional study is needed, that lays a solid foundation at any level for any subject, social, theoretical, or practical, that builds steadily upon that foundation and that levels the playing field so that every student gets an equal chance. Dr. Hall's mission at Free World U has been to create such a system, the first free internet university in the world. There are no books, no lectures, no classrooms. You learn at your own pace, on your own schedule, from your own space. You ask questions and get answers quickly. You determine your own curriculum. With every step, you can be certain that you have mastered the material. This is excellent news for parents who are frustrated with the traditional education system. More and more parents are choosing either to supplement their child's public school education at home or to take it over completely. Over 1 million children in America are being homeschooled, and this number is increasing at a rate of 10% a year, largely because of declining moral values. In traditional schools, very little is taught in the way of values, violence, gangs, social dysfunction, or human emotion. At Free World U, we think teaching values as well as academics is critical. At the heart of our educational approach is the electronic flashcard. In our system, a flashcard contains a question on one side and an answer on the other. Each card addresses only one fact unit, which is the smallest piece of information possible on any subject. Information is easiest to comprehend in bite-sized pieces. When working with flashcards, you continuously eliminate the ones that you know. The system remembers each student individually and tracks the status of each flashcard. The card never expects you to know the answer the first time you see it. You simply read the question, wonder what the answer is, and then flip it over to see if you're right, or to learn something new. We create electronic flashcards, hundreds of thousands of them, and put them on the internet where the whole world can learn from them. The cards are developed by world-class teachers, true masters at the art of engaging people in the learning process. Let's go to school now and see how these flashcards work. On our homepage, you'll notice the link for schools, which will allow you to access every school in the program. A school represents the highest classification in our organizational system. We'll take a shortcut and click on the elementary school link. You can see the different grade levels, and under them, each of their subjects. Let's choose 3rd grade language arts. Clicking on any subject shows you a list of topics and subtopics for that subject. Only subtopics contain flashcards. For now, let's choose the subtopic onomatopoeia. Notice that there is no place on the flashcard to type in an answer to the question. They are not multiple choice. We've done this by design. After all, this isn't a test, it's a learning process. We want it to move quickly. The purpose of the flashcards is to put the mind into the questioning mode. It's all about wondering. At this point, all you have to do is ask yourself the question and think about what the answer might be. Do you enjoy learning new words? Here's a long one for you, onomatopoeia. How do you pronounce it? Click Show Answer, and you see a phonetic pronunciation. Did you answer correctly? Once you've seen the answer, you need to decide whether or not you know it. If you are sure you know it, click Correct. If not, click Incorrect. If you click Correct, the system moves the card and won't show it to you again. Don't worry, you can always reset the cards as many times as you want. If you click Incorrect, the card will pop up again later in the learning process. You may learn the flashcard in just a couple of passes, or it may take more repetition. That's one of the advantages. You can go as quickly or as slowly as you like. Once you've clicked Correct or Incorrect, the system will show you the next card, and you'll repeat the process. The system continues to show you cards within the current subtopic until you have clicked Correct for each one. That is, until you have learned all of the information in that subtopic. We'll click Incorrect, which will take us to the next flashcard. Onomatopoeia refers to words that imitate a sound. Say the word buzz out loud. What does it sound like? We'll click Show Answer, a buzzing sound. You can press a button and hear a flashcard question read aloud. With a little parental support and instruction, even a preschooler can operate the system and learn independently. You can mark a flashcard correct and still indicate that you'd like to see it again if you're not sure you'll remember it. You can ask a question or send feedback using the feedback button and receive a quick response. The Super Learning button allows you to play special music that research has proven conducive to learning. The Browse Flashcards button displays all of the flashcards in the selected subtopic. We estimate that using our system, students can learn material 10 to 30 times faster than with conventional methods. Because of that, we have designed a very enriched curriculum. For example, let's look at 3rd grade. Here's reading and language arts. Here's math. Here's social studies, science, social skills. In this subject, we lay the behavioral foundation for healthy character, following directions, sharing, bullying, how to ask for help, telephone manners, peer pressure, compromise, and handling teasing. Subjects like mathematics are taught with diagrams and graphics for visual learners who have difficulty working with numbers. This 2nd grade card illustrates the relationship between numbers using a number line. These geometry cards illustrate views of 3-dimensional objects. Now let's take a look at some of the graphics that we use with flashcards, starting with preschool, moving into kindergarten, first grade, second grade, Notice how the illustrations reinforce the message. These use pictures to portray a sound. Here, we're illustrating the OU sound in mouth with this cartoon lion. 4th grade. This is just kind of a montage to give you an idea of the range of flashcard illustrations. 5th grade. 6th grade. 7th grade. 8th grade. 9th grade. Science lends itself very well to this method. 10th grade. 11th grade. 12th grade. We even have a medical school well underway, one that partners with traditional schools in Germany, South Africa, Ecuador, Jordan, Sierra Leone, Bangladesh, Cambodia, and Kenya to supply hands-on training in a variety of settings. Our method works so successfully even with young children because it interacts with students, like a video game. Children navigate the system easily and intuitively. They're not afraid of computers, and they love learning. What they often object to, particularly boys, is being confined to a classroom, to a schedule, to a lockstep learning pace. There is no way that this large amount of material can be taught within the confines of a traditional classroom. In most cases, we find that students jump a couple of years ahead on their own. As we get more funding, we'll be able to address trade skills such as carpentry, plumbing, and electrical work, as well as any other topic our students can imagine. Free World U will transform the way our children learn, and it is completely free and always will be. That removes the pressure from parents to be experts, and that empowers students to become pilots rather than passive participants in their own educational journey. The goal is to help students learn what they want, when they want, in the most engaging way possible, so they can bring that new knowledge successfully, seamlessly into the real world. We hope you will join us.